Alright, so here's the second part to homework 3, and this will be problems 8 through 13. Okay, so I already have housing prices pulled up. Number 8 says develop a regression model to predict the selling price based on the most important factors: number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, and square footage. Alright, so same thing, fit model. Y is price. Number of bedrooms, beds, baths, and square feet. Alright, once again, minimal report, run, and you get your model. Alright, so they're asking for the estimated model here, and remember that's right down here. So on this it's important to remember that the selling price is expressed in thousands. So what you would have for your model, you'd have price in thousands of dollars equals, so your intercept 105. I'm not sure how many decimal places Dr. Shiflett wants you to round to, but I'm just going to do 2. So 105.26, and that's just your intercept, my bad, plus 17.84 times the number of beds plus 79.90 times the number of baths plus 0.02 however many square feet the house is. Okay, so that's pretty much number 8. Give a practical interpretation of the coefficients. So we did this in the last homework also. Pretty much the first one would be if there's no beds, no baths, and no square feet, then it would be worth 105.26 thousands of dollars, which really doesn't make any sense. So you could say that's an impractical interpretation. And then you'd say, alright, so for every one bedroom there would be a $17.84 thousand increase in the selling price of the house. For every one bathroom increase, it'd be a $79.9 thousand increase. And then for every additional square foot, it would be a $0.02 thousand square feet. And if you want to, you can convert that to actual dollars. So this would be 105,260, but either way, just be consistent either way, whichever you do. So that would be number 9, the practical interpretation. And then pretty much the same thing as part 1 of the homework. You have your correlation coefficient, which is R. So you could just do, if that's R squared, you could just do the square root of this, or you could go to multivariate and get the R for this model. I think that's right, but I mean you can just square root that if you want. R square right here, root mean square error right here. Overall F test, same thing. Statistical test of the slopes right through here, and then your VIFs. There you go. So remember, like I said, anything over 2 starts getting a little dangerous, so just keep that in mind. Closer to 1 the better. Once it gets to 3 and above, that's when you could probably definitely say that there's multicollinearity is an issue. Alright, so now we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Price. And now we're using baths, square feet, miles to the resort, and acres as our independent variables. Minimal report, run. Alright, so let's pull this one back up so we can compare the 2 models if we need to. There we go. Alright, compare this model. So to compare it, you would just compare your R squares, maybe your VIFs, once I get that pulled up. and just explain which one you think is best. And like Dr. Shiflett says, support your choice appropriately. So use those values that we've been talking about to support that. Based on the model you selected as the best model, are there outliers or high influence points? So that's the same thing that we did on the first homework. Sorry about that. Hat values are used for high influence points, and studentized residuals are used for outliers. Same formula and same rules apply. So, alright, moving on to 13. So based on this model, very similar. You have your price in thousands of dollars, and that's equal to 169.10 plus 65. Oh yeah, we're good. Sorry about that. 65.56. This is on thousands, remember. Number of baths plus 0.05 times square feet minus 3.64 miles to resort plus 5.35 times acres. So pretty much for baths you would just plug in 3 square feet, you'd plug in 2200. For miles to resort, 8, and acres, what was that, 2. Alright, and that would be your value, assuming that you, no, I think Dr. Shiflett wants, yeah, that model regardless. So yeah, just plug those numbers in, and that would be your expected selling price for a house that with 3 bathrooms. It's 2,200 square feet, 8 miles from a resort, and has a 2-acre lot. So that's pretty much it for this homework assignment. Hopefully this was a little bit of help for you, and I'll be back for the 4th homework, and good luck on your all's next test. Thank you.